Adding these 3 movements to your ab training is going to make dramatic improvements in the development of your overall abs and obliques. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. All right, this video is for all you guys that want nice abs, all right? But here's the thing with this video. I've done a lot of videos showing you how to do abs anywhere. Well, this video is gym-based abs for men over 40. Why? Because it is going to require a couple different pieces of equipment. And there's so many different exercises out there that you can do to really maximize your ab development. But what we're going to do with these is add a little bit of a resistance, which is going to help you build and sculpt that six-pack. All right? At the end of the day, when it comes to just building stronger abs, you don't have to do a lot of direct ab work, but there are some of you guys out there like me who like well-developed abs. And if that's you, these 3 exercises, make sure you implement them into your workouts because they're going to give you great results. All right, so the first one we're going to do is going to require you to hang from somewhere. So most gyms are going to have an apparatus like this. All right, you're going to have some Roman chair sit-up situations to where you can just lean back in this position here, but I prefer the hanging knee raises. All right, why am I saying it that way? Because there are also hanging leg raises. Hanging leg raises are a little bit more of an advanced movement. The main difference, once we're hanging, I'll show you these in a minute, but once we're hanging, the leg raises are when your legs are straight out and lifted up. All right, the knee raises, you're doing this with a bent leg and you're bringing the knees up. So why I prefer the knee version, when you do that, you minimize the activation of the hip flexors. A lot of times men go straight into doing leg raises and they're working their hip flexors more than they're working their lower abs. All right, I want you to maximize your ab development, and it's easier to do that in the bent knee position. The other thing you need to focus on when you're in this hanging position, you're not just bringing your knees up and down, up and down. You actually want to rotate your hips. So once you bring your knees up, you're gonna rotate your hips slightly. Basically, you're just doing a crunching motion with the abs. That's gonna really maximize that lower ab development. All right, so here's what this looks like. We're gonna hang in this overhand position here. Again, bent leg, so you don't wanna have this straight leg version. Make sure you're bending. I like to get my knees about a 90-degree position, bring the knees up, and then rotate the hips. Control it nice and slow on the way down. Every time you come down, you want to do about a 2 to 3 second eccentric release. So take it down nice and slow. Up, 1001, 1002, 1003. Up, 1001, 1002, 1003. All right, so that's what that is supposed to look like. So you'll notice, or you may not be able to notice, but once I'm getting my knees to this top position, I am doing that hip rotation. The main difference between the one I'm doing and what you'll see a lot of people do here, you'll see people just bringing their knees up. Here, bring the knees up. Here, bring the knees up. Right now, all I'm doing, bringing my knees up, is again, working the hip flexors. So once you get into this position here, that's when all that abdominal work really kicks in. Now, rotate those hips. Here, rotate. All right, so hopefully you can see the difference. This exercise, when I say adding resistance, you're adding the resistance, the weight of your lower legs. So your body is having to curl from the lower abs up, and the weight of your lower legs is adding that resistance, which is what's required for building more muscle. So this is gonna help build a little bit more muscle in your abs. So if you're somebody that maybe been skinny before or just completely flat stomach, but you've never been able to see abs, this exercise will help develop some of the muscle in that area, so you're actually gonna be able to see those abs. All right, so let's go to my second exercise. Second one we're gonna do requires a decline bench. Decline sit-ups. Here's the thing about these. I really love this exercise because one thing about this, similar to the one I just showed you, is you get a really good stretch in the abs, and you really wanna focus on a minimal range of motion when you do these, because if you do these incorrectly, it can put a lot of stress on your lumbar spine, so your lower back. So with that being said, if you are experiencing any lower back issues, then I would recommend you doing some different types of planks first to strengthen that core, strengthen your abs, before you do this type of exercise. If you don't have any lower back issues, then make sure you add this exercise to your ab training. A couple things here. I like to cross my arms in front of my body, meaning I don't like to grab the back of my head and bring my head forward. That's gonna put a lot of stress on your neck. So keep your neck neutral, spine and neck neutral. The other thing you wanna do is as soon as your lower back brushes this pad, you wanna come right back up. You don't need to lay all the way down. You don't need the mid back or upper back to touch the pad back here. All right, so it's a small movement. Here you want to engage, contract those abs right here. Come back, touch, right back up. Right back up. The other thing when I say keep that back and neck rigid, the reason I say that, you'll see people get close to the bottom and they round. You can see my low back, it's not even on the pad. So people get into this position, they're trying to just touch their upper back before they thrust back up. And what happens at this position when you go this low, not only is it putting more stress on your lower back, but now my hip flexors are extremely stretched. So the first part of this movement is being initiated by my hip flexors and not my abs. So from here, you'll notice that curling, that was hip flexor movement first. They had to activate prior to my abs activating. Whereas if we shorten this range of motion, tight abs, boom, just like that. The other thing I like to do at the top is not relax. Now I'm so far upward that I'm in a relaxed position. All right, this slight movement back right here, my abs are contracting already. That's basically your top position with every rep. So again, that's how minimal this movement is. Back, up, up. This, all lower ab stretching. So by doing that smaller range of motion, you're really gonna feel your lower abs. So the lower abs are one of the hardest muscles to develop. You'll see guys really thick upper abs and then it disappears. Hanging leg raises are working your entire abdominal wall, but it starts from the lower abs up. This exercise, working the entire abdominal wall, but it starts lower abs up. All right, so now that we've worked our abs, all right, we've worked the rectus abdominis, which is this whole center part here. Now we're gonna focus on working some of these obliques. We're gonna work the side muscles. One of my favorite exercises, wood choppers on a cable. Couple ways to do the wood choppers. I like the high to low version, all right? You will see people grabbing low and coming all the way up. All right, so whichever one you prefer, if you feel either one of these more than the other, go ahead and do that one. At the end of the day, the goal is working in this twisting motion. All right, so the high to low that I like to use, I like to grab a regular handle, step away to already get a stretch here. You should feel a stretch in this position, arms straight, rotating this leg here. Keep this one straight, and now we're gonna come high to low. Rotate right back up, notice my toe, all rotation. 2 reps, nice and straight as you can on the arms. They don't have to be completely locked. You can unlock those elbows slightly, but the main thing I want you to understand is when you get here, don't bend to bring it down like that. All right, that's gonna be cheating the movement. So that's why I'm saying by keeping it locked in straight, nice full stretch, straight across your body, just like that. Then all you do is rotate sides here, reverse position. Now we're stretching this side. It's coming straight down. So you'll do those. Again, using the cable, you're gonna have some resistance. All right, so the twisting motion is gonna help work those obliques. And that's the goal with this exercise. So adding these 3 movements to your ab training is gonna make dramatic improvements in the development of your overall abs and obliques. Okay, so hopefully you like this video. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Other than that, man, as always, get busy, get after it, and God bless.